Hey, back again. Here we are. Just got done watching Dr. Craig's video on Facebook. So number one, if you haven't seen that, stop my video right now and go check it out. Number two, if you're not following his Superhero Maker page on Facebook, go like it, find it and like it, okay? He and I are going to be posting a lot of informational videos. Hopefully you guys can pull some information or maybe get some insight into something that you haven't thought or tried before. So Craig talked about in his video a lot of things. First thing I want to mention is how he spoke about doing a arm workout, which he's going through MI40X right now. He's in phase 6, so he's coming to a close. Getting into his super compensation phase, I imagine, pretty soon. But the arm workout, he talked about a bicep move in particular, which is just an old school Arnold bent over concentration curl. It's unilateral. If you don't know what that is, go to his video. He kind of explains it a little bit, gives you a little bit of visual demonstration. But basically his arm is hanging straight down through the floor. I wanted to talk to you about that just real quick because he brings up a good point. Not only did he move from a 90-degree angle with the floor to about an 80-degree angle with the floor, so the bicep has tension in the bottom of the movement and never loses tension. But he also did a little bit of shoulder rotation to peak the bicep, which in my opinion is a really overlooked aspect of all bicep training. If you guys follow Ben Pekulski regularly, you know how he preaches over and over about working the given muscle you're doing on a particular day through its entire range, at least at some part in the course of the workout. The bicep, in my opinion, doesn't oftentimes get fully shortened, okay? So if you're doing a straight bar curl or you're doing that concentration curl or a standing supinating dumbbell curl, a lot of times that curl's just, it's coming here, okay? There's not much coming out of my shoulders. I'm not getting much rotation, okay? Believe it or not, a fully shortened bicep is here, guys, okay? It's a rotated shoulder that's got a pinky that's fully supinated, okay? That is a fully peaked bicep, and it doesn't get there very often. So when you're doing some of your free weight moves, it is okay to get a little bit of a little bit of rotation in that shoulder. It's going to help shorten the bicep all the way. All right, that's going to ensure that it's getting stronger in that part of the strength curve. Don't forget about that part of the move. Some of my favorite moves to really work on the peak part of the bicep is like a Hercules curl or a high unilateral cable curl. Or if you do have a good preacher machine, most of them really suck as far as the design goes, but if you do have a good preacher curl machine, do that unilaterally. Don't do both arms at the same time because everybody's got a dominant arm and it's just going to take over in the move. So do it one at a time. But I just wanted to kind of give my little input on that because Craig brought up a pretty good point with keeping tension in the bicep, and that just kind of triggered that thought with me. Okay, moving on. Also, neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters and nootropics, okay, are brand new to me. I've been using them now for a little over 2 weeks, and I actually reached out to Craig 3 or 4 weeks ago and kind of got some insight from him because I just kind of felt like it might be a good addition to my protocol. My supplementation is on point. My training is great. My progress physically is great. I'm growing while staying lean, so I couldn't ask for anything to be better except for my frame of mind. I was getting stressed out on everything. I was drowsy in the morning, didn't want to get out of bed. I was not motivated. I had too many peaks and valleys in my motivation and high stress levels. So I thought maybe there might be an imbalance in my brain levels, okay? So I reached out to Craig, and then he prescribed me to go take the Braver Man test, and I did that. In fact, here is the test I printed off right here, and it's got a bunch of notes on it, okay, because I did a bunch of research. If you guys go and just type in nootropics or brain transmitters or neurotransmitters, you're going to find all kinds of forums where they talk about this stuff, and it actually, if you find good forums, it's really enlightening. But what happened is when I took this test and finished it, I had a slight deficiency in dopamine and a slight deficiency in GABA, so I didn't have anything too crazy out of control, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to try to see if I can balance this out and make the investment to get a couple things and see if it works for me long term. So it's been close to 3 weeks now that I've actually been taking the protocol, and all it was, actually, here are all my products here, okay, and I have them all labeled. And what I suggest to you guys is if you're new to taking them, put notes on them that tells you how much to take in dosage and what it does, okay, because it's all going to be new information. It's not like any other supplementation that I've taken before, okay? So basically what I have is some picamillin, inositol, tyrosine, and my go-to here, alpha GPC, okay? And I take each one of them twice a day, and I do it in the doses recommended, and I haven't needed anything less or anything extra. It's been perfect for me, and believe it or not, life is good, man. I feel great all day long. I sleep like a baby. I recover well. Super motivated in my workouts. I'm not taking stress over into the workout floor, which I actually absolutely hate, and then that gives me a bad workout, and I have a bad workout that ruins my day. So ultimately, it's helped tremendously. If you guys have some interest or you have some concerns about maybe your mood levels or your motivation, something that goes on with you emotionally, send Craig a message. A cool thing that Ben said a while back, and it may have been in a VIP call that we had, was that if you have a body part that's underdeveloped